Congratulations on being selected as a teaching assistant for Fuller Theological Seminary. The following orientation is intended for Fuller Seminary TAs. Let's begin. Faculty for each course are responsible for the academic supervision of the TA. This includes the selection of the TA, assigning the TA tasks, and supervision of the TA's work. The Academic Programs Office provides faculty support such as completing hiring paperwork, conducting TA orientations, receiving and applying time cards, and working with payroll to make sure you get your checks. When the add-drop period concludes, your maximum allotted hours will be set by the TA coordinator. You can only work up to the maximum allotted hours as set by course enrollment. Your hours are based on enrolled students only, not auditing students. Finalized and remaining hours will be emailed to you throughout the quarter. You are responsible for making sure you do not work more than your allotted hours. Please monitor your hours so that you do not go over your allotted time. TA duties may consist of the following: assisting in course preparation, grading, leading small groups, photocopying, attending occasional lectures, occasional teaching, record keeping for the course as requested by the faculty, meeting with students, and helping to interact with students outside the classroom. If you find that your faculty member is requiring more hours of you than the maximum allotted hours, please speak with the faculty member about this concern and contact your TA administrative coordinator. Your faculty member will need to add you to the Moodle course for the class you are working with. If a faculty member needs assistance with this, please contact the Academic Programs Office. All coursework is due by the last day of the quarter. As a TA, you may not accept coursework from students after this day unless it has been approved by the faculty member, and the student must also have a valid incomplete form, which they can receive from their advisor and have approved by the registrar's office. Please adhere to the following guidelines while handling graded work returned to students. For hard copy assignments, be sure grades and other sensitive information aren't visible on the outer pages of assignments. This is confidential information. Once assignments have been graded, it is recommended that you sort them in alphabetical order according to last name. If the professor elects to receive assignments electronically, it is preferable to add your grading comments electronically and send it back to the student via email to protect privacy. Class rosters are emailed to faculty members by the registrar's office before class begins and once enrollment closes. These documents are not official but contain sensitive information. If you're ever in possession of a course roster, please keep it private. If you have questions regarding the course roster, please ask the faculty member. Students' names who are not on the roster but are attending your course should be sent to the registrar's office for clarification. As a TA, your rate of pay is listed in the guidelines and expectations you should have already received. Your pay will depend on your status as a PhD student or a master's level student. Here are some things to remember when filling out your time card. Legal regulations require that you work no more than 5 hours consecutively without a 30-minute meal break. Please show this break on your time card. You are allowed a paid 10 to 15-minute break with each 3.5-hour block worked. Fuller Seminary is not budgeted to handle overtime employment, thus overtime work is not allowed. You may work no more than 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, 5 hours at one time, 6 consecutive days. If you work elsewhere at Fuller, it is your responsibility to be sure your combined hours do not exceed these limits and that they are recorded appropriately on your time cards. If, at the beginning of the quarter, you feel that you will have too much work to stay within your allotted hours, speak with your faculty member and with the TA administrative coordinator. Completed time cards should be submitted by 5 p.m. to the TA administrative coordinator on the payroll deadlines posted by the TA office. Reminders of time card due dates will be sent via email. However, you are responsible for the timely submission of time cards by the due dates. If time cards are due before the pay period ends, you may estimate your hours through the end of the period so that you can turn in a completed time card. You will need to fill out separate time cards if you work through different departments. There are 2 monthly pay periods. The first pay period covers your hours worked on the 1st to the 15th of the month. The second period covers the 16th through the end of the month. Paydays are the 10th and 26th days of the month, and checks will be mailed to you by the payroll office by 2:30 p.m. on paydays. You may choose to fill out your time cards on paper or electronically. If you elect to use paper time cards, make sure to use blue or black ink, enter hours only within the specified pay period, and round to the nearest 15-minute interval. And always use decimals, not fractions. Don't forget to sign your time card before you turn it into the office. If you are using eTime, remember to approve your time card by the due date. You will receive email reminders about completing your online time card, including the link to access the system. You will not be able to submit all your hours at the end of the quarter. You will need to submit them throughout the quarter as you work. Whether you use a paper time card or eTime, please be aware of the time card deadline, as it is earlier than that which is set by the payroll office. A link to the TA page will be emailed to you. There you can find a link to payroll dates. If you have questions about the completion of your time card, please ask your administrative coordinator. Since all employment at Fuller is at will, you are free to resign at any time, and likewise the seminary may terminate your employment at any time for any reason with or without notice. In addition, all employees are expected to adhere to the seminary's community standards as a continuing condition of employment. Thank you for taking time to watch this orientation. We look forward to working with you throughout this quarter, and we thank you in advance for your investment in our students and for your work with the Fuller faculty.